We are live. I have two, at least two accounts here. So welcome to this new show. Welcome to the live, the ultimate live podcast, and I'm gonna entertain you on this particular topic. Ernest Tchotieu. You don't know who this guy is. Just like in my previous podcast, you didn't know who that person was. That was Crystal Anderson, who died following stillbirth complication due to sepsis. Now, this is another sad story. It's another sad story. Yeah, the PDD story is next. It's another sad story because we've advertised and over advertised Ngannou's success story, Ngannou life story. And this is what we get. This is exactly what we get. When we turn an experience, or I don't know whether that's an experience, but when we turn something extremely dangerous into a success story, we get stuff like this. So, let me just tell you what happened here. I'm going to read from our website here, Actu Cameroon. This is a Cameroon website that deals with news. And it was written by Bofis Zambo. And the title is A Cameroon sportsman was killed in his bid to cross Tunisia and join Europe. From a very credible source, he was part of a group of 16 people who left Cameroon a couple of weeks ago for a better life in Europe or in the Western world. That's the caveat. So this story, as I'm reading it to you, is actually written in French. Okay? So you can appreciate my translation. Please give me a note out of 5. Oh no, out of 10 for my translation here. Let me read the story in French. Just remember what I said. Le sportif camerounais a été tué lors d'une tentative de traversée en Tunisie. De sources bien introduites, il faisait partie d'un groupe de 16 personnes qui avaient quitté le Cameroun il y a de cela quelques semaines pour un avenir meilleur en Occident. Ça, c'est le titre. That was the title. So, this is a very, very sad story, guys. And I don't know whether Ngannou has something to say about this because this clearly, these are people who have seen his story, his struggle, his success, and they're trying to replicate that. He wasn't the first person to do this. He's not going to be the last person to do it. However, this kind of incident, this kind of outcome is very, very likely in that particular venture. Right, okay, let's continue in French. Le milieu de la boxe du 237 Cameroun, principalement celui du MMA, est en deuil. Actu Cameroun apprend ce lundi 25 mars 2024 la mort d'un champion camerounais de cette discipline qui a perdu la vie en traversant le désert tunisien. Il s'agit de Ernest Tchotieu. Right. So the world of boxing in Cameroon, translation, especially the MMA is, or the MMA part, the MMA sports is in mourning. Actually, Cameroon, who's the news outlet that's actually writing this article, actually Cameroon has learned this Monday, 25th of March 2024, the passing or the death of a Cameroon champion in that discipline, which is MMA, who lost his life crossing the Tunisian desert. And his name is Ernest Tchotieu. This is a young man. It's a story of a young man. So let's continue with the story. In French. Le boxeur a été champion du Cameroun en MMA dans la catégorie de moins de 83 kilos. Il est mort à Printemps samedi dernier. Selon une source proche du dossier, Ernest Tchotieu a été abattu de sang-froid par les forces de maintien de l'ordre au moment où il tenait de rejoindre une embarcation en direction de l'Europe. Right. This is a bit graphic and it's painful. The boxer, or you were saying in English, the MMA fighter, the boxer, that's what's written here, was an MMA champion in the category of less than 93 kilogram in Cameroon. He died, we learned last Saturday, from our source close to this incident. He was shot dead in point blank range by Tunisian law enforcement officers or Tunisian police at the moment he tried to join a boat that was sailing or setting off for Europe. That's what is written. Every single one of you guys have heard the story of Francis Ngannou, how he left Cameroon and he took exactly the same journey as these guys did. I seen a story of this guy a couple of weeks ago when one of the young fighters there was complaining about the living condition in Cameroon. And then you have a champion like Ngannou. I don't know what he's doing. Yes, of course, he created an MMA division there in Cameroon. But he's got to do more. He's got to create an ecosystem, MMA ecosystem, and it can work and attract sponsorship. Get the people to come in and sign deals so that these young fighters can generate revenue and live a decent life and they don't need to travel to Europe. That, if I was in Ghana, that's the fight I would be making. Rather than promoting my life experience, encouraging people to take to the desert, to take to the sea and die, I will promote, stay here. We're gonna look after you, and there's no need for you to travel. We're gonna look after you. We're gonna give you decent living condition. We're gonna make sure that you train well. We're gonna make sure that you get a place to live. We're gonna make sure that you become a champion. And once you're a champion, you can go and fight anywhere you want. This is a very sad story, and it's one that many news outlets will not report. And I'm not sure if I go to Ngannou's, let me just try this. If I go to Ngannou's page, whether he said anything about these okay. Let's see. Right. Let's put Ngannou here. Francis Ngannou. All right. I'm in there. Now I want to see. I want to see whether I can find a post. So all I see here from 2 days ago, Francis Ngannou saying, post, he made a post on Monday. Monday motivation. This is clearly after the Saturday when this guy died, and that's the day when people learn about his passing away. You had purpose before everyone had opinions. That was that was the only post, and the one the other post is further afield, is further away. It's the 19th of March, the aftermath of the march with Anthony Joshua. I didn't fail. I stumbled. I will bounce back from this. So this is all you have on Francis Ngannou's account. Right. So Francis Ngannou himself has not made any mention of this in his account. That was his Facebook account, one where he's very active on, and he's not made any reference whatsoever on that account regarding this young man passing away in those conditions. In those, I mean, like, it's one thing to be killed by a thug, by thieves. It's another thing to be killed in the sea by drowning because the boat capsized or whatever. But it's completely something else to be killed by police force, by the police, shot point blank range by the police. And Ngannou is not relaying this. Ngannou is not mentioning this. I think this is a big mistake. Of course, he's not responsible for everybody's life and stuff, but for a story like this, he can help by educating people, by coming out saying, hey guys, don't do this. This is not good. You can clearly see the dangers there. I did it, but I don't want you guys to go through this. That's one thing. One point. The second point, the second one, is that he can talk to the police in those countries who are killing people and say, you are criminals because you don't shoot at dogs, but you shoot a human being trying to fend for themselves. How can that be acceptable? So Ngannou has got something to say. His voice counts. His his whole career is built on this fighting adversity. And these young people trying to do that, I'm not encouraging the guys to do it. But if they found themselves in that situation, should they be shot dead by the police? No, absolutely no. And that's why Ngannou should call them out, the Tunisian police, and say what they did is criminal, what they did is against the law, what they did is inhuman. That's all. Now, as to the family of Ernest Tchotieu, my deepest condolences to them, and I hope that this particular incident or this story will speak to many people out there, and that if young people are in Cameroon, in Africa in general, hoping to travel like that to the Western world, they'll think twice, or at least twice, before they engage in such activities. For now, I'm going to the gym. Let's see some message. 9 meals away from anarchy. That's Didi touches me. And then Bob says, yes, big man. I salute you guys. Thank you for the comment, thank you for the likes, and thank you for taking time to listen to me. Thank you for liking, following, and sharing. Please don't forget to subscribe for more. That was Mr. D from the Ultimate Live Podcast. It's called Talk TV. See you soon.